We have the 8th June, and it's 4 a.m. in the morning. I have sometimes, I'm an artist, like truly from nature, I'm an artist. I'm very, yeah, not as ordered. I'm very like sometimes confused in my brain. Everything's kind of, I say a thing and I contradict myself 1 minute later. I do a thing and I work against myself an hour later, making that thing I just did less valuable, saying something bad about it. And everything just feels like it's self destructive behavior. It's working against myself. And I wanted to take that point and be like, yo, ChatGPT, let me explain. Like, explain to me what's going on in my mind. Because this is what it's basically about me, and I think many people can relate. Um, so, what is self destruction really? It's not just addiction or extreme behavior. It's often quiet, internal, and disguised as laziness, procrastination, perfectionism, or withdrawal. At its core, a belief that you don't deserve good things, success, or peace. It's also, I think, kind of being addicted to the pain, being addicted to the struggle, and sometimes even when I succeed, I don't know how to prepare for success. I have dealt with so much negativity, with losing, with it. It feels unnatural. It feels out of my mind to succeed. It feels like I don't know how to behave when I'm successful because I've endured so much pain and so much suffering. And I'm not. I don't want it to sound like this, but it's true. And everything I did was never really that big success. And it's hard to deal with success. It's even harder than to deal with negativity. And if you if you fail at something, nobody notices. People will say things about you. They don't believe in you, maybe. They will look down on you, but they won't have any high expectations. When you win, when you have success, it's another personality you have to unlock of yourself. A personality that provides, that gives the people what they now think you are, okay? Two origins where it begins childhood environments, criticism, neglect, lack of affection, or unstable validation. You learn love is earned, or I am only safe when I stay small or invisible. Yeah, when your parents, you guys just have to do the work, just kind of go through it. I'm sorry, I understand this with like the childhood and everything. I also have that, but it's true. It's true. Such childhood can really structure your how your brain is being built and everything. But yeah, obviously the cycle of sabotage. Get close to success means anxiety rises, self sabotage kicks in. Wait, what had I like the prompt I gave ChatGPT was I want to make a video about self destruction mentality. Okay, okay, interesting. Yeah, the cycle of sabotage just keeps the person and the familiar. Okay, so getting close to success means more anxiety and rises, self sabotage kicks in. This is what I just told you guys. It's one of, that's is probably one of the most important topics ever for success. Like dealing with, I typed it on YouTube. There was no video on it. Dealing with success, how to deal with success, how to deal with now being successful. Everybody's like how to deal with failure, everything. How do I deal with everybody's now watching me? That's like one of the most crazy things, and nobody talks about it because that's actually the point that will make you successful or not. Having like the ability to deal with that. Now suddenly, oh, there's like 10,000 people in my group. Well, how can I actually, manage them? How do I, all of those expectations are now rising. Everybody's now asking something for you, okay? You don't destroy because you're weak. You destroy because your nervous system feels safe in the struggle. Obviously. 4. Common forms of self-destruction. Overthinking until you are paralyzed. Pushing people away even when you want closeness. This is also in relationships and everything. You're like, I'm meant to fail. That's why a lot of people are like, I've noticed in the past. I'm like, okay, I know what I need to do to have that person in my life and manage that relationship to let it be successful. And I was like, I'm just experimenting. I'm just saying things because it's not really important to me. But at the end of the day, I could still have the access, whatever, the past relationships in my life if I didn't just act selfish. Because you're like what I said to myself was like, okay, the person doesn't fit to me when I'm like, I'm just being myself, I'm just expressing myself. The person is not made for me. It's truly just, I will find the person. Like the person should stay with me if I'm like that. I'm showing a lot of love, but I know it's not the right thing to do. I'm being attached. I know it's not the right thing to do. I'm just being myself, loving the person too much, and being weak, being seen as weak. And I'm like, the girl has to understand that and everything, but it doesn't exist. And I've noticed when I go older, obviously you have to kind of do something about it, because you're like, when you're 20, whatever, okay, you need a family, you need all those things, and you're like, okay, how can I actually be successful here? And what I noticed, what happened, is I no longer act selfish and be like, yo, the person has to adapt, but I'm like, okay, what has worked in the past, what works with relationships, what works with women, how can I, it's not manipulation, it's basically adapting what works. And it's always like a business, it's always like selling yourself. You have to be like, okay, I cannot show a lot of affection, sometimes I have to ignore, sometimes I have to give, sometimes I have to write text messages that are probably not 100% what I feel, but also make the other person feel well, so that girl feels like she, feels understood, whatever. We have to play a game, and you cannot always be yourself and act selfish, and that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of men, especially, they can't get into those relationships, because they think the other girl or whatever, the other person, has to be 100% and they're tapped in, and with their mind and everything. Let's come back to the topic. Common forms of self-destruction: pushing people away even when you want closeness. This is what I meant. This is how the idea with this relationship kind of story I just told you came about. Sabotaging relationships, jobs, and opportunities. It's always, you want to like, it's the core element here is selfishness. Selfishness, truly. Choosing short-term pleasure, dopamine, over long-term peace. Avoiding help even when you're drowning. 5. The lie of control. People with self-destructive patterns often feel, if I run, if I ruin it first, at least I'm in control. Wow, this goes deep. Letting things fall apart on your own terms feels safer than being surprised or hurt. Yes, you gotta be more resilient with your mind. 100%. That's what I can say. Romanticizing pain. Oh, this is big. Pain becomes part of your identity. You might feel most yourself when things are chaotic. You believe you are deep or real because you're hurting, but that's not the only form of death. 7. Fear of peace. Fear of success. Peace feels foreign, even boring. Success feels unsafe. What if I can't handle it? Or what if I lose it? Subconscious belief: if I shine too brightly, I'll be punished or abandoned. Well, this has happened to me. Maybe this is also a point, because when I was successful, everybody was trying to put me down. People were trying to hurt me, and things just got out of touch and control. This is why I have to build a new relationship with success, truly, 100%. 8. Isolation and shame. Deep self-loathing leads to withdrawal. Self-loathing, what is that? L-O-A thing. Self-loathing. What is self-loathing? Okay, deep self-loathing leads to maybe self-loving or something. Okay, self-loathing. Self-loathing is one of the most painful and hidden forms of suffering. A deep, persistent belief that you are unworthy, broken. Self-loathing. So basically putting you down. I ruin everything. People, okay, it's like a destructive thinking. Okay, deep self-loathing leads to withdrawal. You think no one would understand me, or I'm too broken to be fixed. But isolation intensifies the cycle. Get out of your house, guys. Why it's not your fault. Self-destruction is a coping mechanism. Like especially with Kanye West, I've seen it, and it's a coping mechanism. Kanye West, one of the best example of self-destruction mindset. Self-destruction is a coping mechanism, not a personality trait. Your brain and body learn survival, not self-love. You're not broken, you adapted, and now it's about rewiring. This word is so rewiring. Rewiring. It's like two, so it's like a 10. What healing actually looks like. It's not an instant fix or motivation high. It's setting boundaries, even with yourself. It's reparenting your nervous system. You can't always choose how you're brought up, because sometimes your parents, for example, went to fast food chains and they kind of, or whatever, you had like nice meetings with your family and sat together, and at those gatherings with your family you ate chips, you ate things that were not healthy for you, and so now your brain is wired to think that those unhealthy things are getting you pleasure, and the right pleasure with family and everything, which is positive, but it's not. And now you have to rewire your brain to think, okay, eating healthy with my family is actually what, what's about. Choosing stability over chaos, even when it's boring. Learning to let love and joy in without pushing it away, and managing it, and knowing what's worth, and like not, and working for it, and knowing what's right, and actually doing what's right, and not just doing it because you think it's your true identity. But if it's right and you know how to deal with it and you know how to be successful, do it even though it's not your core identity in that thing. Do it because it works. You can still change. Like 11, you can still change even if you feel too far gone. Even if your burned bridges hurt yourself or feel hollow, healing is possible. You don't need to deserve healing. You just have to allow it. 12. Final message. You are not alone. So many people walk with a silent war inside. Talking about it, showing it, expressing it. That's not weakness. Weakness, that's courage. You are not too much. You are not too late. You're just human, and that's enough. That was actually one of the best videos and one of the true videos. Like, especially that relationship thing is personal, and I noticed it. It's it's one of the best. It's really important for everybody to understand. I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. As always,